Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carly.
And I'm Ange.
And today we're revealing our top 10 moments from Demon Slayer.
So we've done one top 10 video before. If you guys haven't seen it, we did one for Dragon Ball Z and it went for like over an hour where we rewatched some of our favorite moments. But for today's video, we're going to structure it a little bit differently.
Because we've already seen these episodes on camera, we're going to show our original reaction to it. And then we're just going to talk about it for a little bit, why we liked it and where it's placed and everything like that.
Now, this is a list that we both agreed on, which is fantastic. So we don't need to do two separate lists.
Yeah.
And at the end, we'll do a little honorable mentions segment too. Now, there are so many good moments in this show, seasons 1 to 2. We're going to update it maybe after season 3 and after season 4.
Yep.
And future seasons. But we want to include this sort of video on the channel, I think. So we're going to do more of these. We don't want them to go for too long. So we are just going to include our reaction to those moments and then talk about it really briefly. Make sure you guys leave your top 10 down below as well. There are so many epic Demon Slayer moments.
Yeah.
So we are going to miss a few, but this is our personal top 10. And it was actually really hard to order.
It was.
Really hard to order.
We had to make multiple lists.
We did.
If you guys have any feedback on how we can make this better, please leave it down below. Obviously, there's going to be like a sense of incompletion with our small reactions to those specific parts of the episodes. So we'll put a card up on the screen wherever it goes.
It goes above you.
You'll do that. All right, up here when we're watching them so you can go and watch that whole episode if you so desire.
But anyway, should we get into it?
Let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, Nezuko-chan.
Nezuko-chan.
Why is he doing that?
Nezuko-chan.
Oh no. I've got secondhand embarrassment. He's lost it, Carly.
This scene had me in stitches.
Yeah. This was the first like comedic scene that really kind of sold it to us.
Yes.
And this made us love Zen even more.
I can see how this might be a hit or miss, but for us it was hit out of the ballpark.
Yep.
We just loved Zen so much after this.
Yeah. Zen's VA got to strut his stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
He's very talented.
So talented.
So we absolutely loved this scene and all the comedy that came with it. We thought it was absolutely hilarious. Coming in at number 9, Tanjiro splits the boulder.
Oh no.
Okay.
Go Tanjiro! Oh!
Just got chills right there.
Me
What
too!
the heck? Now, this happened early on in the season. I think it was in episode 3. And as you guys have seen with our reaction, we kind of were a little bit taken aback. We got chills.
Yep.
I think it was the first time we got chills in the show, in the series. And we actually spoke about it off camera for the first time as well. We just thought that the scene was crafted in such a elegant way.
Yeah, definitely. That was when I was like, okay, so this is a smart show.
Yeah.
Like how they wrote that in it was beautiful.
Yeah. He defeated Sabito, split his mask, didn't hurt him, freed Sabito from the boulder, split it in two, completed his training. It was incredible.
It was so brilliant, wasn't it? Number 8. Nezuko saves Tanjiro from Ducky.
Not only was he not blinking, he wasn't breathing. Here comes Tengen.
It's Nezuko!
Let's go!
Yes!
I've been waiting for her to show up.
Did you see the way she kicked the shit out of her?
She turned into a woman.
Oh!
Is that a horn? Is that one horn?
Yeah!
Now, we did see Nez boss it a couple of times throughout the series, but Nez was at the strongest we had seen her so far during this moment. So Tanjiro stopped breathing. He was in a lot of strife. Ducky was about to finish him off, and we thought Tengen was going to arrive to save him.
Yep.
But his sister came to his rescue.
She always surprises us in like the least expected moments. We always just kind of forget. Or we don't expect her to. We think she's tired and sleeping or something in the back of our heads, but she really did surprise us this time.
Yeah, and during this specific moment, Ducky was on the ropes. We kind of got to see how strong Nezuko actually was.
Yep.
Her regeneration had sped up dramatically.
Yes. Upper rank level.
Yeah, upper rank caliber, Ducky said.
Yep.
And she whooped on Ducky. She destroyed her.
She did.
It was an epic moment. Coming in next at number 7, Thunderclap and Flash Sixfold. You're about to get your ass whooped.
Thunderclap. Oh.
Sixfold?
Your saliva's not going to save you now, mate. Look at him go. Oh. Oh my gosh.
People might be wondering why this actually wasn't higher. I can see it a lot higher on some people's lists. But Zen has his fair share of moments in our list. We're not going to spoil the rest of the list just yet.
So this was a very special moment. Zen doesn't need to mix it up at all in order for me to be absolutely in awe of his amazingness.
Yeah.
With the thunderclap. And the sixfold, it was so good.
It was incredible. I love the way the studio animated the thunderclaps.
Yeah, they're very good at that. They're very good at the thunder, the fireworks.
Yep. What I noticed about this scene was kind of like a few episodes earlier, we had his fighting ability teased to us, but we didn't get to see a whole lot of it. It only happened for maybe 10 seconds or so.
Yep.
In this scene, we got to see it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. He whooped on the spider demon, the spider family there. It was incredible. And the fact that he could do it 6 times over was even better.
Yeah. Talking about this moment reminds me of what Zen's grandfather said. It was something along the lines of, don't fear someone who knows heaps of different moves. Fear the guy that has done the same moves 10,000 times.
And has mastered one move.
Yes.
Incredible.
Love that.
I loved that whole thing too. Yeah, that whole conversation that he had with his grandfather was part of this scene too, I'm pretty sure. I think it was in episode 17 as well. So this was an incredible moment.
Coming in at number 6, Set Your Heart Ablaze. Oh my gosh. Oh. His mom.
Shit!
Yeah, she's proud of you.
Now, let's not get this confused with the Rengoku versus Akaza fight. That may or may not be higher up the list. But number 6 is inclusive of Rengoku's final moments and some of the things that he said.
Yeah. So I think Set Your Heart Ablaze was obviously like incredibly influential for Tanjiro and how he's going to see things and fight in the future. And I think it really sums up Rengoku's character perfectly.
I agree. And I think it's such an iconic line. It's such a left field thing to say, I feel, but it was summing up his character beautifully. And that whole moment of him seeing his mum just before he passed.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful.
Yeah, the way that whole scene was composed, him being at peace just before he passes, he shows a beautiful smile, like a proper smile.
The smile, yeah.
Yeah, not a front, not him being positive. It wasn't his positivity. He was genuinely happy in that moment, which I think was a tragic but beautiful way to see him as a character go out. I think it was really beautifully done. And coming in at number 5, Hinokami Kagura. Hinokami? What is that?
The music. Oh!
Dude, look at this!
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
This was specifically Tanjiro versus Rui. So this was including that whole back scene of, you know, the flashback with Tanjiro's father doing the Hinokami Kagura.
Yeah.
Which was just beautiful. And then Tanjiro actually being able to implement that to defeat Rui.
The way the music segued into the fight. And yeah, you'd be thinking kind of like such a mellow lullaby-like song wouldn't work in this epic fight. It was unbelievable.
Yep.
It was seriously like next level, and it was the first moment in the show where we're like, this is kind of like masterpiece level here.
Yes. This fight specifically stepped things up a lot for me.
Yeah.
I guess because of the level of the fight that it was, like Rui was quite a strong demon. And we were actually sort of debating between this moment and another one. The other one won because someone killed that demon. What I'm trying to say is Tanjiro didn't actually kill Rui.
He didn't get the final kill.
So that's why it's a bit lower. But doesn't take away from the brilliance of the scene.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Coming in at number 4, Thunderclap and Flash. Oh. He's an unconscious battler. Oh.
Wait.
Oh, it's majestic.
Thunder breathing.
Oh. Stop.
Wait a second. Now, Zen did have to feature again. He really did. Because the reason why this is higher than the sixfold moment is because the first time we saw Zenitsu fight properly, and you would have seen in our reaction just now, we completely lost it.
Yep.
I was in disbelief. I was actually shook.
We were suspecting that Zen could do something really cool, but we were sort of like, he has no confidence in himself.
Yep.
He survived the training. We had no idea that he would be unconscious when he was doing, what he did. And the thunderclap, I mean.
It was outstanding. I think the fact that it happened so quickly as well kind of threw us off a little bit. But that whole reveal, the voice actor, all of a sudden, we heard him shouting all this time, and then he just goes serious.
Yes.
And we had that pan shot of Zen about to draw his sword like that.
Yep.
With his theme playing.
Oh, so good.
I got severe chills and glossy eyes from it. It was absolutely incredible. And then he defeated the tongue demon.
Yeah.
The fact that we saw Zenitsu have this other badass side to him just made him so much more of an interesting character to us.
Yep, made us realize that he has more layers.
That's right. Coming in at number 3, Inosuke beheads Ducky.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good, man.
This is the best. Oh my gosh. The music.
This is more than I could have ever asked for, seriously.
Yep. Go off. Oh yes, come on.
Please be Inosuke that does it.
Yep.
They didn't need to give her the brutal death. Now, when making our top 10, we kind of wanted to make sure that we gave these moments a relevant title that represents why it's in our top 10. And we kind of felt like the main characters all deserved their own moment in this top 10. And I feel like this was mainly Inosuke's moment.
Yeah. Inosuke led this mission.
He did.
And he did so elegantly.
It displayed great character development.
Yeah.
The fact that he had to rely on his friends to help him, trust his friends, made the moment even more satisfying, and he led them to victory there.
Yeah, the leadership is massive.
Yeah, he displayed great leadership. I think the music there, how it was mainly his OST mixed in with some other parts of the other's OST, and then him slicing Ducky's head off like that with both of his swords. It was crazy.
I loved how it wasn't a clean slice like we've seen with Zenitsu in the first Thunderclap.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen with Tengen with Ducky for the first time. I loved how he worked hard for it.
It was beast-like.
It was.
It fit his character perfectly. I also think we should give mention to how beautifully that whole rooftop scene was animated. And the fact that they all kind of did a move each to help defeat Ducky there. It was magnificent. Teamwork at its absolute maximum.
A++. Coming in at number 2, Rengoku vs. Akaza. Oh my gosh! Angelo, he's so cool! Oh my gosh! Oh!
The guitars, man!
Oh my gosh! Go, go, go!
Mugen Train was one of our favourite things that we've ever watched on the channel. And this fight between Rengoku and Akaza was just next level brilliant. The music went from A+ to S tier.
Yeah.
The way that they merged Rengoku's theme with Akaza's theme. And when Akaza was revealed to us, his music was already epic. But then partner that with Rengoku's theme, it just transforms the theme entirely. Now, the fight actually went for quite a bit of time, and it was animated beautifully.
Flawlessly, I'd say.
Yeah.
Akaza was sort of really excited by the fight. Obviously, Rengoku was giving it his all, and that unfortunately wasn't enough. But it was a good insight into the strength of the upper rank demons. That was the first one we'd seen, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also Rengoku's perseverance. I mean, we saw him take responsibility over the people that he was around there.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried everything he possibly could, and he did end up saving them. So in my eyes, he did still win the fight in a way.
Yep. Not one death.
No.
And I think he was really happy with that.
Yeah. Specifically, I think the best moment of this fight was when he revealed his final form, and it was his own name. And this flaming tiger thing came out or whatever. It was crazy the way that was animated there. He had the flaming aura around him, and his theme just went up a notch. The guitars came in. It was overwhelming, to say the least, I think. And finally, coming in at number 1, Never Give Up.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe what I'm saying.
This is like Rengoku and Akaza when they were screaming at each other. Them screaming was too much for me.
Yeah.
Look at his scars turn into like a flame.
Oh, come on. Tanjiro, man.
Let's go! Yes! Now that might be a broad title and might also be considered cheating, but this is our list. We can do what we want. Look, this episode had too many incredible moments, and it was making the list an absolute nightmare to order. So we just put the whole thing in. Why not?
Why not?
The whole episode was absolutely crazy. We had Zenitsu godlike speed.
Mm-hmm.
We had Inosuke somehow alive, moving his organs around.
Yep. Tanjiro went flaming hot.
He did. His scar changed.
His scar, his hair.
Yep. And then obviously the Tengen versus Gyutaro fight.
That went off.
That was crazy. From the music to the voice acting to the screaming to everything. The merging of the themes. The animation was out of this world. It was ridiculous.
It was insane. My eyes couldn't comprehend what I was seeing.
And since I've seen this fight 20 plus times, I just keep watching it. It's incredible. I think Never Give Up is the perfect title for the episode.
100% yes. And I think it's also something else Tanjiro has taken, and all of them really, on their journeys as they go through.
Exactly.
They're learning so much from the Hashira. And I didn't know that I could be even more in love with Tengen, but...
You know what, Carly? I agree with you.
Then that happened, and I didn't know what I could do about it.
Yep. There was nothing I could do about it. I think the culmination of Tengen using his final score technique, the music kicks in, The way they started animated, the running shots, the fireworks, the flames, everyone.
Was the yelling?
The yelling, Carly, was next level as the music was climaxing.
Yeah.
I can't like think of any way that they could have made the episode any better than it was.
Isn't that the most satisfying thing?
It is. When you see something, you're like, you know what? I've got nothing that I would do to improve this.
Yeah.
I think, the episode starting off so quiet, so suspenseful, like no music. We don't know the fate of some of our favorite characters. And then it all just picks up for the last 10 minutes.
And it's like close to the finale, so you don't know if anyone's going to die or what.
It was absolutely incredible. Now, we do have some honorable mentions. I mean, we could have like 20 to 30 honorable mentions, but these were the ones that stuck out to us.
We've kind of limited ourselves to 5 honorable mentions.
That's right. But again, we have missed some. So you can maybe let us know what would be in your list down below. But some of our other favorite moments that we haven't mentioned would be Gyutaro's reveal with Ducky on his back, kind of like Tanjiro and Nezuko there.
Yeah.
An immediate parallel drawn. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Next was Muzan's reveal.
Muzan's such an iconic looking villain, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. I remember your reaction to that. You were like, it's MJ.
Yeah, I saw it immediately as a, Michael Jackson fan. I've always loved his music, but his character design was immediately appealing to me.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I just think it adds so much to him. And then finding out that it translates to, I think, Dancing Demon.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's so smart and clever. I love it.
How good.
Yeah, Muzan's an iconic villain. Another beautiful moment was when Tanjiro said that he was going to stay with Nezuko.
Yes.
And not leave her with Tamayo.
Because you thought that he was going to leave because she'd be safer with Tamayo.
Yeah. But I think, one of the overarching themes of this whole entire series has been to protect your family, protect your loved ones, protect your friends. And Tanjiro thought she was best off with him.
Yeah.
And they were best off with each other. I thought it was a beautiful moment.
I think Tanjiro's alive because of it.
Yeah, I think both ways. It goes both ways, definitely.
Yeah. Then there's the Hashira reveal.
It was epic.
Yeah, that was great to see them all lined up there.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. So when we started watching Demon Slayer, I was content with the characters that we had.
Yeah.
But the fact that they kept adding in all these colourful, interesting characters, they just kept adding them.
Yeah.
And then we meet the Hashira, and then we realize that they're going to be an integral part of the show.
Yep.
I was like so happy.
We've met, I'd say, 3 kind of properly. Shinobu, Rengoku, and Tengen.
Maybe
I'm not
Giyu?
including Giyu because I haven't made that connection yet because I don't know him well enough. But amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of look at them and you go, oh, yeah, they're cool. Like, they're colourful and everything. But when you meet them, it's like, oh, dang.
They're all so different.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And I think it keeps the show entertaining at all times.
Honestly, we didn't get the first best impression, but, they were all upset that there was a demon there, which is totally 100% normal.
Yeah.
And justifiable.
Yeah, definitely.
Their lives have been ruined because of the demons, so that's fine. But at the time, it was hard to process.
Yeah, I think the thing that we're looking forward to most is meeting more of the Hashira now, getting to know more of them.
Yes.
And then the last one that I have to include is Zen inventing the electric guitar.
So good. That was so funny.
That was one of my favorite filler scenes, I think, from the whole series. Him just busting out his crazy shredding moves on the mandolin, was it?
And the lightning was like...
Yeah, the lightning was all around it. I thought it was hilarious.
He was so upset because Tengen has 3 wives.
He was taking it out on the mandolin. Can someone tell me if it was actually called a mandolin? Like, what's the name of the instrument? But yeah, that wraps up our favorite Demon Slayer moments. We had a lot of fun doing this video.
Reliving all those amazing moments.
Yeah, let us know if you like the style of the video. We've tried to keep it a bit shorter than the Dragon Ball Z one. In the Dragon Ball Z one, we hadn't reacted to it on camera, so we kind of re-watched the scenes rather than included our reactions to the scenes. But I think it kind of is more entertaining this way. You get to relive some of the reactions that we had. If you didn't see our reactions, you get to see our reactions to those moments. And then also we get to talk about it a little bit in between.
Again, make sure you leave your top 10 down below. We'd love to see them. Thank you so much for watching our reaction. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help us out. For early access to all of our reactions, you can support us on Patreon if you'd like. And yeah, thank you so much again. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.